for joining us on VTV News. My name is Sophie Jeong. Former Congressman Barney Frank, former Senator Olympia Snowe, and former Secretary of State Colin Powell have been announced as the speakers for this year's IMPACT Symposium. The symposium, to be held March 17 through 19, will celebrate its 50th anniversary this year. The theme for this year's event is Life, Liberty, and Pursuit of Happiness, defining civil rights and responsibilities. Frank, who will appear on Monday night, served as a Democratic member of the U.S. House of Representatives for Massachusetts from 1981 to 2013. Frank is most notable for co-sponsoring the Dodd-Frank Act and for serving as the first openly gay member of Congress to voluntarily come out publicly. Snowe, who will appear on Tuesday night, served as a U.S. Senator for Maine from 1995 to 2010. Snowe became known during her tenure for her moderate stance on issues relative to her Republican colleagues. She is one of only 8 Republican senators to vote for the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell in 2010. Powell, speaking on Wednesday night, served as Secretary of State under President George W. Bush from 2001 to 2005, the first African American to serve in that role. Powell has also served as Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff during the Gulf War and is a 4-star general in the United States Army. Powell, a Republican, has been in the public spotlight after leaving the cabinet for his willingness to support liberal causes and for his endorsement of Barack Obama in both the 2008 and 2012 elections. Tickets for IMPACT go on sale today at the Surratt box office. Tickets are free for Vanderbilt students, faculty, and staff, $5 for non-Vanderbilt students, and $10 for general admission. Between February 26th and March 3rd, only Vanderbilt students, faculty, and staff will be able to purchase tickets for Colin Powell's event on Wednesday night. 2 tickets have announced their candidacy for the upcoming Vanderbilt student government presidential elections, which will be held March 18 through 19th. Ryan McKinney and Hannah Gack will be squaring off against Tanner Owen and Fletcher Young in the contest. Campaigning will officially begin at 8 a.m. on March 10. McKinney said he wants to expand VSG more on campus to help empower student organizations and make everyone's Vanderbilt experience a little better. Owen said he wants VSG to reach out to all quarters and to bring the Vanderbilt community together and help to facilitate growth of Vanderbilt as a community. Project SAFE, a Vanderbilt University program committed to preventing sexual assault, as well as other forms of power-based personal violence, is being expanded into a freestanding center on campus. The long-standing program has existed under the university's Margaret Cunningham Women's Center and provides direct service and support to those impacted by power-based personal violence, including sexual assault, intimate partner violence, stalking, and identity-based targeting. Historically, Project SAFE has also worked to educate the Vanderbilt community about power-based personal violence, as well as consent and healthy relationships. Survivor advocacy is another service provided by the program. The new Project SAFE Center will be located on West Side Road and is expected to open in fall 2014. The mission of the center will be to further the current work of Project SAFE with an increased focus on developing ways to partner with students, faculty, and staff to create a campus culture that rejects violence and engaging men and individuals of various gender identities in bystander intervention and sexual assault prevention. A search will be conducted for a director of the center, and there are plans to hire an additional prevention educator/victim resources specialist. The Office of Dean of Students will have oversight of the center for now. VSG President Isaac Escamilla issued first veto. In his first and potentially last presidential veto, a VSG resolution supporting our Vanderbilt's efforts to achieve a living wage for dining workers has disappeared from the annals of the student government administrations. It is the first time a president has ever vetoed a bill in VSG history. The resolution, passed in November 2013, was to function as a student-sanctioned call to action for Vanderbilt administrators. Specifically, the bill asks that Vanderbilt administration make an effort to address some of the concerns brought to their attention by our Vanderbilt, stands for Organized and United for Respect at Vanderbilt. Many of these concerns have to do with the unemployment of dining workers during the summer months. In addition, the bill proposed that a representative from VSG be present on a newly established committee for unemployment that was reportedly proposed in the most recent workers' union contract. Other facts that were at issue in the vetoed bill, according to Escamilla, pertain to the living wage standard in Tennessee and the efficacy of a summer employment fair for dining workers at a better university. Nourish is a national student-run nonprofit with chapters all over the country. Students create business ventures that meet a need on campus in order to raise funds for global poverty issues. The chapter then invests this money and joins a community organization abroad for the summer in order to further help out the cause. We spoke with Vanderbilt's Nourish chapter in order to find out more.
Projects, there's chapters all over the country, and they address a lot of really different issues. There's been things related to community gardens and community health. They've worked with water issues, women's issues, and yeah, so it's just addressing all aspects of global poverty. The trip is, like I said, to Guatemala, and it's working with this really cool nonprofit called Mayan Families, and they sponsor young students within the kind of Mayan population in Guatemala, and try to help them. There's a kind of a problem with a lot of these students speak kind of indigenous Mayan languages, and that kind of sets them up to be at a disadvantage in schools where Spanish is the primary language. And so Mayan Families helps address these issues and is doing that through preschool programs to kind of get kids off on the right step, and we're hoping to help kind of improve that program and also implement an after-school program for some of the older children. First of all, getting back to the mission of Nourish, it is a really powerful and inspiring mission. Nourish nationally likes to think of it as a student movement. It's spreading to chapters all around the country every single year. You work so hard during the year on these ventures, and you're raising all this money, and it was just so powerful to actually go firsthand and experience what our money is going towards, and the impact that it made in these people's lives, and the relationships we formed.
Vanderbilt's chapter of Nourish has created business ventures from pancakes for poverty to selling Krispy Kremes and Gigi's cupcakes. In the upcoming semester, they'll be selling sanded and prime coolers for fraternity formals. Keep an eye out for their businesses and consider getting involved. Well, that does it for our show. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And for more VTV news, go to vanderbilttelevision.com. We hope to see you back here after spring break for a brand new